Welcome to Learn Overflow. In this video, we will be discussing about the best GitHub repositories that every programmer should know. I just tried to sort out those repositories that are a must for a student or a skilled developer. Even if you are a student, yes, there's a lot in it, and you can get a lot from this curated list. So without wasting your time, let's begin this video. The first repository that you should know or a programmer should know is a developer roadmap. This is the repository that gives you a web developer roadmap, and what it does, it gives you a set of charts demonstrating the paths that you can take and the technologies that you would want to adopt in order to become a front-end, back-end, or a DevOps. Okay, so I will show you what this repository actually has. You can see they provide a proper roadmap, a proper flowchart for a web developer, showing you there's a front end, back end, and the DevOps roadmap. And moving on, they show you the exact roadmap of what you should know step by step and how you should proceed to become a skilled web developer. I would recommend you to visit this GitHub repository, and obviously you can see there are 139,000 stars on this repository, so it's a bit famous one. Moving on to the next one, it's Free Code Camp. Free Code Camp is really one of the best repositories I have ever came along. So freecodecamp.org is basically a community where you can learn code for free. Okay, so they just run on a donor supported non-profit organization, and here you can see what this repository contains. Move into this step by step. Here you can see their step-by-step process or their certification courses that you can learn for completely free. And I have done few of their courses and I find them really interesting one, and everyone should follow this. Moving on to the next one, that is a third in the list, is Free Programming Books. This is a repository by Ebooks Foundation, so you can directly visit ebooksfoundation.github.io/free programming books. Here you can see, or you can find a lot of programming books that are completely free for you. So they say what this repository is about. I'll tell you how you can use it. Go over this book section. You can find English, or you can find books in other languages or your favorite languages. You can find cheat sheets which are in all languages, and you can find online courses which are in various languages, and there are other things that you can find in various languages. Okay, so moving on to this book section, that I will follow this English one. Following to this English one, yeah, you can see there all the languages that are available for you to learn. So there's an exact list of those languages. If I just click on a random, say C#, so you can see all the books that are available with who is the author or how you can do read these books. So they refer to a third-party link. Obviously, not always, not all the links, but yeah, they're a huge curated list of books that you can get for free. You can see that all the books over here. Okay, moving on to our fourth GitHub repository is the public API. So what public API does, this repository gives a collective list of free API for all student software and web development. So all those free APIs that you can get for free is listed over here. So you can find your API on the basis of this genre, maybe animals, cryptocurrency, or data validation, development, games, comics, what kind of API you were searching for. They have almost all the API, all kinds of APIs. So if we just look into the animal API, you can see all those APIs that you can get for free, and those animal APIs are listed here with their specifications. Similar way, all other APIs are listed here that you can get for free. So that's what a public API gives you. This repository, you can definitely have a look and get your favorite API or some API to work on in your next project. Moving on to our fifth one is Python, but Python is actually by the algorithms. So what this repository has, this repository has a lot of algorithms, has all the algorithms covered up, written in Python. All those algorithmic examples. So you can see this repository is also quite famous, and this has a 94.5 thousand stars in it. So what this repository has, let's see what they say. It says that all algorithms are implemented in Python. You can find all those algorithms implemented to others and implemented in Python. And for your reference, this is for education only. They have collected this for only for the learning purposes. You can just learn from here. You can gather a lot of knowledge from here, and definitely you can crack your next technical interview after learning all those data algorithms in depth. I'm sure about that. Moving on to the sixth one, that is an awesome Python. So what awesome Python is, this repository is named as awesome Python. You can see this too has a 90,000 around stars in it. And what this awesome Python is this is a curated list of awesome Python frameworks, libraries, softwares, and resources. Definitely, it's a huge list of stuff in it. So you can see the list is huge, and you can definitely find out your specific task and do the stuff you were working on. So if you just click on any random one and see what it does. So if I click on search and it says libraries and softwares for indexing and performing search queries on data. So it has those libraries and softwares that you can use for search queries, performing search queries. Similar way, shell is there. Other stuff are also there. So you can definitely have a look at it while you are working on this on Python to do your job. Moving on to our seventh one, that is build your own X. Okay, this is one of my favorite repository. So what it is, this is a repository that contains a lots of things. By this X, they mean a stuff that you can build from here. So what is this? Let's have a greater look. So this repository directly starts with the develop contents. So whatever you can see here represents replaces the X in this repository. Okay, I will tell you more about it. Suppose you just take Docker. So whatever it wants to say is build your own Docker. Clicks on Docker. Let's see what it says. Yes, build your own Docker. It can go with C. For C, you can build a Linux container in 500 lines of code. This kind of Go you can build in Go. You can build in. There are two options for Go. They have listed it here. Also, they have listed some Python options for building your own Docker. A workshop on Linux container rebuild Docker from scratch. And this is the way they have done it. Okay, go on with the next one, front-end framework. So build your own front-end framework or library. You can see there's how to build that in a JavaScript, or then moving on to build your own game. You can see building that in a C, building that using C++, C Sharp, Go, Java, JavaScript, Python, Ruby, Rust. So building a game in all these languages. You can think how important or how necessary this library can be for a new software developer or new student developer coming up with a huge, like adding something in your CV that you build your own Git, you build your own network stack, or you build your own neural network or your own operating system, and you're adding that to your CV. That would be a huge thing for you, right? So that's why I said build your own X is one of my favorite GitHub repositories. Moving on to the last repositories that I would discuss in this video is Coding Interview University. Yes, Coding Interview University. This is one of the most important repository that a student needs. This, if you just have a look at this, so the original author of this repository says he originally created this as a short to-do list of study topics for becoming a software engineer, and it grew to the large list as you see today. All right, here is this repository for you. So how it goes, the repository gives you a complete description of what it is, why you should use it and how you should use it, and various other topics discussed, and then going on with a daily plan. This also gives you an exact daily plan how you should work on towards your first software engineering job. All right, so here is this repository. So that's the end of this video, and definitely I will post all these links in the description. You can find all these links in the description, and don't forget to like this video, share it with all your developer friends or friends who are willing to shift to a development job or a software engineering job. I'm sure this video is going to be a huge help for all those students and current people trying to switch to software engineering. Thank you for watching this video. Have a nice day.